Bhavnapur wasn't a big city. It didn't have giant malls or skyscrapers, but it had heart. Chai tapris at every corner, early morning temple bells, and neighbors who still borrowed sugar from each other. It was a town where people knew your father's name before they knew yours. A place where values were held high, at least, mostly. Among the youth of Bhavnapur was a boy named Aryan, 17 years old, studying in class 12, sharp-minded, with a natural sense of humor that could lighten the mood even on the most stressful exam days. Teachers often praised his wit, and classmates followed him like he was a local celebrity. But Aryan had a flaw, a habit he never saw as a problem. He used vulgar language in almost every sentence. At first, it was occasional. A few slang words dropped casually during cricket matches or while watching memes with friends. Then, slowly, it became his identity. Whether it was praising someone, scolding someone, joking around, or even expressing happiness, he did it all with vulgar words. His logic? Bye, it's normal now. Everyone talks like this. Thoda attitude to chahiye life main. His group of friends didn't object either. In fact, they started copying him. Soon, a group of decent boys who once discussed school projects, IPL scores, and movie plots were now the loudest and crudest in the class. But not everyone found it funny. One afternoon, during the school's lunch break, Aryan and his gang were laughing near the playground. He cracked a joke, adding a string of abuses and slang words so loudly that even the teachers in the staff room heard a few. Unluckily, or maybe luckily, someone else heard him too. It was Chintu, the 6-year-old son of Shambhu Kaka, the school's beloved peon. Chintu had come to eat lunch with his father and was innocently sitting nearby, munching on a samosa. His wide eyes watched Aryan and his friends with admiration. They looked like the cool big brothers he wanted to be like one day. When Chintu returned home, he tried to imitate Aryan. He repeated the same joke, the same words, in front of his mother. What followed was a storm. His mother was horrified. That evening, Shambhu Kaka came back to school, not to work, but with tears in his eyes. Mere bache ki zuban dekhiye, sir, he said to the principal. Usne aise shabd kaise seekhe? The principal called Aryan and his group into the office. The mood was serious. But Aryan, still laughing, said, Sir, ye to mazak tha. Chintu ne seriously le liya. That's when the principal asked Mrs. Nair, the senior English teacher, to step in. Mrs. Nair was known for her calm but commanding presence. She didn't scold, she didn't raise her voice. She simply handed Aryan a piece of paper. It had the national pledge written on it. She said, Beta, read this out loud for us. Aryan began reading with confidence. India is my country. All Indians are my brothers and sisters. I love my country. Then Mrs. Nair gently interrupted. Imagine saying this pledge with the same language you use with your friends every day. Imagine cursing your own country, your brothers and sisters, your family. How would that sound? The room went silent. For the first time, Aryan's smile faded. Mrs. Nair continued, Words are not just sounds, they are energy. They shape the way people see you, and the way you see yourself. If your words are dirty, people will never see the clean parts of your soul. That night, Aryan couldn't sleep. He kept hearing Chintu's voice. He imagined the little boy getting scolded at home. He remembered the pride in Shambhu Kaka's eyes every time he spoke about his son's dreams. And now, Aryan felt responsible for polluting that innocent mind. The next day, Aryan stood in front of the class and made a decision that no one expected. He said, From today, I'm giving up vulgar language, and I'll also stop encouraging others to use it. At first, everyone laughed. Acting like Mahatma Gandhi now, someone joked. But Aryan didn't back down. He began small, replacing slang with sarcasm, insults with clever jokes. He challenged himself to be funny without being filthy. It wasn't easy. He slipped up a few times, got frustrated, and even felt alone. But gradually, he saw something amazing. People started respecting him more. Even teachers noticed. Juniors who once copied his cursing now admired his new attitude. He became someone others looked up to, not just laughed with. Within a few weeks, Aryan and his classmates started a campaign called Respect Your Words. They made posters and stuck them on school walls. Zuban ka sach character batata hai. Masti karo, par basha ki maryada rakho. Ashli cool wo hai jo bina gandi zuban ke baat kare. What started in one classroom spread to the entire school. The impact didn't stop there. Other schools in the district heard about it, Aryan was invited to give a speech at the Youth Cultural Fest. For the first time, people applauded him not for being funny, but for being wise. Even Chintu, with his school bag and a big smile, walked up to Aryan one day and said, "Baya, aapke jaise bana hai." Aryan smiled back, this time with pride, not ego. He had finally understood something very simple yet powerful. Words are not just words. They are a reflection of who we are. And when society starts choosing respectful words, a respectful culture begins to grow.